Cool. So my name is Luke McIntyre. I'm the Chief Product Officer at a company called MATTR. We are a New Zealand-based company, as you can probably hear from my accent. We've been participating in the SVIP program for the last 4 years, and we're currently about to enter a Phase 5 engagement with USCIS. So today I'd like to share a little bit about who we are and what we do, as well as some of the work that we've been doing over the last few years. So MATTR is in the business of trust tech. We've been trying to find a way to talk about what we do for coming on 5 years now. We've settled on the language around trust tech, which is about creating generic capabilities for governments, enterprises, and OEMs to embed kind of digital high assurance workflows and privacy maximizing solutions into their workflows they have today, all based on open standards. So at the core of MATTR, it's about delivering high assurance as well as convenience because it has to be best-in-class UX in order to get adoption. And our products are platform products, so we work alongside the customer and deliver those APIs and SDKs into their solutions. And the Silicon Valley Innovation Program challenged us to think about how we could use our products to accommodate a variety of different use cases with their operational requirements. So we did a lot of work in the early days with a big focus on security and privacy and interoperability. And specifically, we worked with USCIS on one of these key workflows here, which is the immigration journey. That's what I'm going to talk about today, defining how that could be digitized. And as you can see from this slide, there was a lot of different requirements that we were thinking about, particularly in relation to how we build that confidence and convenience in hybrid flows, anti-phishing, those sorts of properties. And over the course of this engagement, we've kind of worked on different use cases and embedding confidence and convenience in those workflows for Emilio, who is the actor that I'm going to show in this video here, to give you a bit of an idea of what it might look like in future. So in this video here, you can see Emilio, who's one of the members of our team, on his journey to becoming a US permanent resident. Number of different workflow steps. Credential renewal is the first one there. That's digitizing the process of being able to get a refreshed credential in a fully digital channel, much more convenient and seamless for Emilio there. So that's an EAD card example. Digital notarization, so Mano talked a little bit before about having QR codes on physical documents. This is the same idea, notarizing outcomes and stamping them onto documents and having them be verifiable. As you can see, the smartphone app scanning there and ensuring that the trust is there. Same thing as we saw before around those QR codes on physical documents like PRCs. And then the fully digital version. So once you've got a digital version, as we heard before, you can use that in all sorts of different channels. It's biometrically bound to the user, and they can share it from a digital native wallet. And then we also worked on a number of other use cases around secure forms, so adding these QR codes to specific forms to protect the integrity of the information. So that's a little bit of an overview of the work that we've been doing. We decided to go quite broad with our work initially and then hone in on some specific use cases. And all of those workflows you saw there were about targeting those outcomes around greater levels of assurance and confidence for agencies and particular journeys, streamline operational processes and real-time feedback, and end-user control, obviously, around the privacy side of things. So all of this was underpinned by our product platforms. So MATTR 7 is an API platform that powers some of these workflows. And then MATTR Pi is a on-device SDK platform that secures the digital wallet and the credentials that live within that. And they can be used, obviously, extensively across these different journey elements. And that's what we really wanted to demonstrate through this program, is the flexibility of these components to be used in different journey types, with a focus on those particular things we see on the left of this slide. So with that, I'll pass over to the Q&A.
So what you presented seems very specific to the whole immigration process in USCIS. So what are other potential users of this technology, similar processes, workflows, issuing of credentials in other settings, whether it's other countries, state agencies, whatever it might be. Is that something that you're exploring, and how easy or hard would it be to take your technology and apply in those settings?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we work globally. Interestingly enough, most of our customers are not in New Zealand. We work in Australia and the US, and obviously places like Canada, and we've done a bit of work in the EU as well. So we're actually seeing the full kind of gambit of use cases that can be powered by these types of technologies. So particularly down in Australia, we're doing some work with the New South Wales government. They're using, they're credentializing everything. So, you get your state kind of app, and you get your identity credential, you can get your working with children credential, you can get your bank account. Like there's literally every manner of credential possible you can store in these different apps. So we're seeing, lots of use cases, I guess, where there's a broad base of entitlements and credentials that governments might be able to issue, and then obviously beyond that, the private sector. So it sort of depends. Obviously, there's things like driver's licenses and stuff that are being digitized and issued in these formats too. So our technology can power all of those different use cases, different formats.
It might take me a second to get around to the actual question here, so bear with me.
Yeah.
So years ago, I used to like to play Fortnite on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
And then one day I woke up and I couldn't.
Okay.
And so I know we've taken a lot of effort to create open standards so that the credentials that we issue will not go into a proprietary wallet, or they don't have to go into a proprietary wallet of a platform provider. Do you see there as being a risk of the holder of the credential being separated from their credential by a platform provider deciding that a particular wallet is no longer welcome in their ecosystem?
Yeah, it's a topic of a lot of discussion. I think what we're seeing now in the market is there's definitely different wallet plays that are coming to the fore, right? There's platform wallets, OEM wallets as they're known, native wallets that might be native to a particular application or state. I think there is a debate about which wallet should carry which credentials, in the sense that, is it safe to issue into that wallet, right? Does it meet the standards that you might expect for state ID or something like that to be stored in that wallet? And I think there are other interests as well around the commercial side of things and reasons why things won't go into certain wallets, but certainly at a technology level, it is designed to be fully open and interoperable. But that won't stop people designing systems in a way that, just because it's technically possible, might mean that it doesn't come to fruition from a commercial perspective. But I think we're doing everything we can, things like the EU Digital Markets Act and that sort of stuff, to say that's not the future we want. We've got something that's locked into a particular wallet or vendor where possible. Yeah, good question though, yeah.
So then to sort of ask you to elaborate on that, are there specific steps that MATTR is taking then to ensure that even if someone takes MATTR off of the wallet or app marketplace, that the credential holders can still preserve access to their credential? Yeah,
we get asked that all the time, actually, like what happens if, MATTR's not here, or if there's a reason why the access might be removed or something to a particular wallet capability. And, the simple answer is absolutely. We have a series of processes with our customers that we work through around, reissuance and that sort of stuff, to make sure that the data can be migrated, essentially. And it should be as simple as doing a reissuance and key rotation, and there's a few technical things that need to happen, but that's absolutely right. We're designing it in that way, that we can be swapped out, right? Which is strange for a commercial company to do that, but that's our view.
Another question. So, yeah. And I think this was kind of partly what I was trying to ask the gentleman from iProve. But as we have these digital credentials and we have higher assurance of the individual who is the holder of it, yeah. What do you see this technology as being an enabler of, in kind of like the future of the internet and the future of digital identity, since it's so much more assured of who you're dealing with?
Yeah, that's one of the big problems, I guess, that's plagued the space for a while, has been, how much assurance can you get in the binding between the individual that's got the credential in the wallet when they're sharing it, when they're getting issued it, and that secure process around, sort of secure binding during issuance and secure binding during presentation. and technology like iProve has a whole bunch of different capabilities that help enable that during those processes. So we do see that as kind of one of the cornerstone use cases and things that need to be thought about there.
Thank you very much, Luke.
That's all right.